So let me share you my screen. So let me know once you see my screen, so we can start the demo session today. Yeah. So today is our demo session. So just a demo session to tell about the quality of the training. So our technology is a Salesforce.com technology. So we call Salesforce.com, and Salesforce.com is a company name from where the technology was released. So it was released in 1999 and became popular from 2004 onwards. So, so it is a technology. It is a cloud-based technology. So which was built from the Salesforce. Can you can you please mute it? So in the meeting, I can see Pavan, Raju, Solomon, Sunil, and Visi. So I can see total 5 people. So we know that our tech. So it's a Salesforce.com. It's a company name. So from where the technology was released. So our technology name is Salesforce CRM. We call Salesforce CRM or Salesforce.com. It's a cloud-based technology, and it was released in 1999, and it was founded by the Mark Benioff. So he is the founder of the Salesforce.com, and it is the number one cloud-based technology as of now in market. It's a number one cloud technology, and the services are different from the Salesforce. The services that they are providing helps to the different CRM customers, and so the customers will be very attractive with the Salesforce. So it was released in 1999. So from past 5 years, so it is one of the popular technology, and we have more demand in the market, and the conversion rate would be very high. So people who are working in different platforms, they are looking for the Salesforce. The reason is, so we have more demand in the market, so we have more projects, and when you have more projects, always there could be a demand. So we require manpower, so that's why. So the persons who are working in different platforms, they are just moving to the Salesforce.com technology. And what are the advantages and what are the features that are given by the Salesforce? So before that, so let us talk about a cloud-based environment, and we are saying that Salesforce.com is a cloud-based technology, and so we can build everything in the cloud itself. So if an application is in the cloud, the advantage is everyone can easily access through the internet. So if you have an internet connection, anyone can access the application. So the number of users will be more on a specific cloud-based applications. So a cloud is simply nothing but, so before that, let's talk about an interview question. What is a cloud? A simple question is, what is a cloud? So people are saying that I am working for the cloud technology. So what exactly a cloud means? A cloud is simply, in simple terms, a cloud is nothing but it is a database server which is accessible through the internet. A database server which is accessible through the internet to n number of users is nothing but a cloud. So everything will be hosted in somewhere, and from that we can access the resources. So for example, so Gmail. So Gmail is a cloud. So because I can use a Gmail account. At the same time, anybody can use a Gmail account. So it is a open software. So it doesn't require any software installation. Simply you can create a online account, and from that you can send any emails to any users. You can send any emails to any users. That is a cloud. So Gmail is a cloud-based server. So because the billions of users are using the Gmail server, it doesn't mean that Gmail having an individual database servers to an individual users. So the process is they follow a multi-tenant architecture. So most of the cloud-based technology follows a multi-tenant architecture, and in multi-tenant architecture there could be n number of users. They can access the resources from the main server. So let's say billions of users having the Gmail account. It doesn't mean that so they have an individual database servers. The process is they have the main server which is hosted in the Google organization, and from where each account will be linked. So based on the regions or based on the uh, account that they have created, so it will be linked to the Google server. So from the main server, so each user will be allocated to a certain database storage, and within the storage itself there could be some security restrictions. So which means I can see only my emails, I cannot see other emails. That is a security. So the security and the database will be divided in the main server, so that each individual user can have a certain data space, and within the space they can use their applications. So a similar approach will be applicable to the Salesforce, and Salesforce having the server, so from where different Salesforce accounts will be linked. So Gmail is one of the cloud server. At the same time, Facebook is one of the cloud, and Twitter is one of the cloud. So like this, we have different cloud platforms, and these are the few examples. And working on cloud is nothing but a cloud computing. So if you are working for the cloud computing, your technology is a cloud technology, and you are working for the cloud computing technology. If you are utilizing the cloud features, which is nothing but a cloud computing. So utilizing the cloud features are nothing but a cloud computing, and most of the clouds will be open softwares. So almost 99% of the clouds will be open softwares, and so they have some license to softwares as well. And for the learning purpose, we can create the free accounts, and we can very well know we can very well see all the features of the cloud platforms. And so this is a smaller definition for the cloud. And whereas in, so because there could be a number of cloud technologies available in the market. So one is our technology we call Salesforce.com. It's a cloud technology, and addition to that, so Microsoft Dynamics.
Sorry to interrupt, Nara.
Yeah.
Actually, I asked a question, to you on chat, but I guess you have not seen that. You mentioned about multi-tenant, so I just wanted to know what is a multi-tenant environment.
Yeah, so it's a good question. So multi-tenant is nothing but multiple users are having an access on a common database servers. I will give you an example. So let's say there is an organization and we have a team. So we are working for a Java application. Let's say there are 100 people. All 100 people are working for a Java application. So when you are, so let's say all 100 people requires a software Java to run their applications. As an IT guy, what he can do is, instead of installing Java software in 100 machines, I can install in one public folder, and from where I can give an access to an individual users, so that anytime if a developer requires a Java software to run their application, they can use the public folder, and from where they can run the application. So which means we are utilizing the software features efficiently without wasting the licenses. So that is a multi-tenant. So multi-users are having an access on a common database server, and the security level access will be defined based on the profiles and roles they are allocated to. So that is a multi-tenant. So multi-users are looking for the same database server, right?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So Salesforce also follows an architectures in the backend level, in the database level. They follows an architecture, so that is multi-tenant architecture. So because in Salesforce we can create a number of users, and all the users can be having an access on a common database server. So everything is given by the Salesforce. So as a open as an online software, and from the software we can customize our applications according to the customer need. So we can just reuse the features of the cloud. That's it. No need to configure. So everything is there. So we just need to configure the application. So the technology will be like that. So everything will be given by the Salesforce, and from where what are the things that you require to achieve the customer goals, we can customize the things from the cloud environment. We are saying that so Salesforce is one of the popular technology right now in the market. So what are the features that are supporting by the Salesforce? So what are the services? So if we talk about the services, the first one is software as a service. We call SaaS, software as a service. So it's a open software. So which means it's an online software. So we can create any account, we can create any developer account, and we can very well learn all the Salesforce features. It is an online software, so no need to install any software in our local drive. Whereas in other technologies, like in CBIL or like in SAP, like in Java or like in .NET or any technology, we need to install the software. Then only we can run our applications. But whereas in Salesforce, it is a cloud technology. It is an online software, and the software is a service to the customers, and it doesn't need any software to install in the local drive. So that is called a software as a service. It's an online software. Everything is given by the Salesforce. Just we need to create an account for it, and we can run our applications. So if we talk about the editions available in Salesforce as part of the software, so we have free trials. Free trials are called developer editions. We can create a number of developer editions. There is no limit for it. So we can create a number of developer editions, and we can learn all the features. So developer editions are well suitable for the learners, like new customers, and also, so let's say, so it helps to the new customers to understand how the technology will be. So for example, I am the customer who is running my business using a .NET technology and a SQL Server. So my front end would be a .NET, let's say ASP.NET, and backend would be a SQL Server. So I'm looking for a better technology which suits for my business. it should reduces the cost, and it reduces the time to build the same project. So in that case, if I select the Salesforce.com technology, and I should know what are the Salesforce features. So to that, so I can create a developer edition. So I can very well check all the features. And once I know the technology, I can compare the technology with my business. If the technology is suitable for my business, I can very well convert my technology to Salesforce. That helps to the new customers. So developer editions are for the learners are doing some POCs, or knowing the features of the Salesforce, understanding the business, and for all we can use the developer editions. So it's just for learning purpose. And whereas in licensed editions, these are the editions for the live customers. We have enterprise edition and we have unlimited edition. So these are the most popular editions, which are they are suitable for the live business. The storage space is high when compared with the developer edition, and they give us the better features than the developer edition. So the environments are looks similar. The environments are looks similar, but in terms of data storage, in terms of limitations, enterprise and unlimited editions are uh, more features. Like anytime, if we need any additional enhancements, so we have a customer support, and they give us a support for enterprise and unlimited editions. So they don't give us a support for developer editions. So they cannot increase the storage, or they cannot increase the space, or they cannot increase any additional features in the developer edition. So because developer edition is a limited one, so so we can use only what they are giving us. So we cannot enhance the features in the developer edition. But whereas in enterprise and unlimited editions, we can enhance the features. Let's say, so you are the so let's say you have started a company, and where you have to maintain your company details. So based on the company strength and based on the business that you are running, you can choose the edition. So for a low level and middle level customers, they can choose the enterprise edition. For the high level customer, they can use the unlimited editions. So can you categorize whether he is a low level or high level customer? And the customer categorization will be done with,
Nara, Nara, this is Pawan. I have a question.
yeah.
You said in development edition we cannot enhance, but in enterprise edition we can enhance a little bit, and unlimited also we can do.
Yeah.
So enhance in what sense? I mean,
Yeah, so yeah, let me tell you the same. So let's say you have started a company, and when you started your company, your business is a small business, and you have the less number of customers, so that you can purchase the enterprise edition. Later, after a few years, let's after 20 years, you so your customer count is increased, and you are running multi areas, like you need more space. At that time, you can request the Salesforce for the additional storage to store the additional details. So that is
so,
enhanceable through enterprise and unlimited editions.
so enhance is just the size of, I mean, the space which we are utilizing in Salesforce. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And nothing like whatever the services has been provided in unlimited and enterprise, those are also provided in developer.
Yeah, so they are similar in both developer edition also. But there are
Right.
few limitations. They are not giving us the features, but they are available only in the enterprise edition. So like sandbox and production environment. So sandboxes and production environments only available in the licensed editions. They are not available in the developer edition. So developer edition is a single environment where you can develop and testing the application. But whereas in licensed editions, we have the sandbox. Sandboxes are for developing the application and unit testing, and production is for the live business, right?
I
So
see.
so that's where we have to purchase the licensed edition for the live business. So developer editions are not suitable for the live business. So these are the two editions, so which are most popular editions available in Salesforce. And so the once you purchase a license, and you will get everything. So you will get everything. So addition to these two editions, we have professional edition and we have group edition and we have contact manager edition. So these are the additional editions which is given by the Salesforce, but these are the not popular editions. So they are just for configuring the application, not for the customizing the application. Configuration is nothing but, so it's a standard functionality. Using the standard functionality, we can configure some of the functionalities like database configuration and backend procedures. And if you wanted to customize your application, so we cannot write your code. So these three editions are not supposed to write the code, just for configuring. So initial customers who are starting with Salesforce, so the initial stages, they do the configurations, they finalize the data model and they finalize the customer data. And to analyze the data, so they can purchase a basic, professional or some other editions, and they can verify how the business will be, so that they can finalize and they can they can convert the same edition to either enterprise or unlimited edition. So Salesforce can do that. So once you purchase the professional edition initially, you can convert the same to either enterprise or unlimited editions. But for that, so Salesforce will charge. So, but most popular editions will be enterprise and unlimited editions, which are suitable for both configuring the application and customizing the application. So these are the different editions. So mostly in real time, clients uses either enterprise or unlimited editions to store the data or to run their business. Because in these editions, in the licensed editions, we have two environments, sandboxes and productions, only available for the licensed editions. So sandbox is an environment where actually a developer works for initial implementations, and unit testing and quality testing will take place in the sandbox. And once the testing is completed, if everything is working as expected, then we move the application from sandbox to production. That is called a deployment. We deploy the applications to production, so that the production users, like live users, they can start working on it. They use the application for their live business. So these are the two environments only for the licensed editions. And what are the other services? So let's say,
So Nara,
yeah.
I have one more question here. So how do the Salesforce is providing any kind of tools which promotes codes from environment to environment, or how is it working?
Yeah, so because, so in sandboxes we have some features like outbound and inbound chain sets. So using our outbound and inbound chain sets, we can deploy all the components from sandbox to production. So we have set up. So what we can do is, in sandbox, we can create an outbound chain sets, which is a pack similar to the package, a group of components we can create, and we can upload it to a production. We can make a connection from sandbox to production, and we can upload it to the production, so that in the production the components are available and we can validate in the production and we can deploy the technical side.
So it's all automated.
It's a manual process, not an automated process. So the
But it's
setup is
but
existed. The setup is existed, but we need to create an outbound chain sets with all the components that we are moving to production, and it's a one-time upload. So create a outbound chain sets and add all the manifest items to that and just upload. So we need to make sure the connection should be the production. So we have a deployment settings in the sandboxes. So in the deployment settings, we have to make sure the connection should be to production so that we can move anytime.
Okay.
So I will show you the technical terms. I will show you later in the regular sessions. So the second service is database as a service. So what exactly this service will be? So database as service means Salesforce gives us the complete database. So it's a built-in database. So whereas in other platforms like .NET, Java, and PHP, for the platforms we have to purchase an additional license for the data storage. Let's say in SQL, let's say in .NET. So mostly .NET developers or .NET clients uses SQL Server as a database. Both are products from the Microsoft, and .NET application runs in only Windows operating system. So if you want to implement a .NET application, we need all the three licenses. We need to purchase a .NET SQL Server. .NET is a front end and SQL Server is a back end, and Windows is an operating system to run the application. And whereas in Java uses Oracle most of the times because these two are from the Oracle Corporation, because the compatibility is good. So that they use front end as a Java and back end as a Oracle to store the customer data. So like in PHP, they use front end as a PHP code and back end they use either SQL Server or MySQL and whatever the database will be. So if you observe other technologies, there should be a front end and there should be a back end. So there is a dependencies on front end and back end. So in that case, whereas in Salesforce, we have a front end and back end in a single environment that is in the cloud. So no need to purchase an additional licenses for the database servers. Once you purchase a one Salesforce license, Salesforce gives us the front end tools and they give us the back end database to store the customer data. Everything will be given by in a single unit. In a single unit, we can get the entire thing so that we can anytime we can design the front end and we can use the back end features. So that is an advantage of the Salesforce. So front end and back end will be in a single cloud-based environment. So that is a database as a service. So complete database is given by the Salesforce. So the next service is infrastructure.
Okay, Nara, I have one more question.
Yeah,
So can we use outside database or we are just restricted to use only Salesforce database?
yeah, we can use the outside database. Like we can use the SQL Server as a backend database to store the customer data, and we can use the Salesforce as a front end that require an integration. So we have to use the APIs to always connect to our external databases.
Okay.
So that is a part of the integration. So I will show you the course structure additional to the demo session so that you know what are the different roles and responsibilities for each role, and you know what is the course structure and how the training will be and what is the duration. I will explain you all the details.
And we can also import and export into Salesforce database.
Yes, so we can import and export into the Salesforce database, and for that Salesforce gives us different tools like data loader. So data loader is a one tool. We can download and install the data loader, and from where we can directly connect to Salesforce database. So we can export and we can import, or we can perform different operations like insert, update, upsert, delete, export. So we can do all the operations using the data loader tool.
Okay.
So the environment that you can see, that is a Salesforce environment, and that is a developer environment. It's a free account, so anyone can create the free account. I will show you how can you create a developer editions later in the regular classes. So this class is just for giving an idea of how the technology will be, and what are the different services, and so why it became popular, and what is the market, and what is the overall duration. So just an overview about the training. So the next service is, when you talk about the services, infrastructure as a service. What exactly the infrastructure? So the whole environment, like as I told you, so data loaders. Data loader is a one tool where you can migrate the data. That is a part of the infrastructure. And so we have the database. Database is a part of the infrastructure. So we have the programming editors to write the code. So that is a part of the infrastructure. So what are the software elements that are required to run an applications that will be part of the infrastructure? The whole infrastructure is given by the Salesforce. It's an online software, so they are giving us the software, and they are giving us the database, and they are giving us the programming editors, so they are giving us the debugging tools. Everything is given by the Salesforce, so which is a part of the infrastructure. So that is a service. And another one is platform as a service. So platform is nothing but an operating system. So as I told you, .NET works for only Windows operating system. So because Windows is a Microsoft product and .NET is also a Microsoft product, there is a dependencies between these two. So which means if you want to run a .NET application, you should install a Windows operating system. So .NET application doesn't run in other platforms like Linux or Unix. But whereas in Salesforce, it is a platform independent. It's a platform as a service. It doesn't depends on any operating system. So platform is nothing but it's an operating system. So combination of operating system and hardware. So it doesn't depends on any operating system. So the reason is, so the entire Salesforce technology was built from the Java. So as of Java is a platform independent, Salesforce is also a platform independent technology. And these are the different services by the Salesforce. And so no technology supports all the services in an efficient way. So clients are more attracted to the Salesforce, and so they can, so within the less budget they can complete their assignments. So that is an advantage, additional advantage of the Salesforce, because it doesn't require more efforts, because it's a pre-built configuration cloud environment, and we just use we can just use the features which are existed, and we can almost complete 25% of the project, so using the standard configuration. So the standard configurations are nothing but Salesforce administrations. One is salesforce.com administration, which is for 10 hours of training, so which is a point and click. Salesforce standard configuration. So we call Salesforce standard configuration. It is just for point and click. So let me show you the course structure. So here is the course structure. You can see. So this course structure covers your ADM 201 and ADM 211 and part of the developer 401. So these are the certification codes, and so after the course you can choose, you can take these examinations. So these are the salesforce.com examinations certification course. And what are the different roles and responsibilities to an administrator? So the overall duration would be 10 to 12 hours, and daily requirements will be, so as an administrator your requirements will be talk to the customers to gather the requirements and analyzing the requirements and providing the better data model, which is a database configuration. So once the data model is ready, so prepare some test data for the live setup using the data loader tools, and creating the different users to give an access to the different people and creating the reports and dashboards for the business to analyze the business more, and updating the regular task status to the customers, and preparing the project related documents, and sharing the requirement documents to the developers. And sometimes an administrator will be part of the testing team, so he has to test the application as well. And once an application is uh, once we deploy the application to production, so then he is a part of the training team. So sometimes he should involve in the training team to share the knowledge to the business users. So sometimes he will be part of the deployment, so you can move the changes from sandbox to productions. So these are the daily activities by an administrator. And if you go to the course structure, course content, so in the total administration, so we cover so different Salesforce features like database configuration, and different uh, features which are given by the Salesforce like layout setup, record type setup. You can see all the features here: template creation, workflows, validation rules, user setup, data utility, data migration tools, and reports and dashboards, and users roles and profiles. And these are the major areas: tab creation, application design, and app exchange products. So these are the 10 concepts I have split in a administration course structure. These are the regular activities. Technically you should know all the features to work as an administrator. So even you have the same course structure with you, so I will share you in case if you don't have the same course structure. So these are the administrator features, and this is the course structure, and it takes a 10 hours duration to cover this. So this is the first module we cover in the total training. And as a part of the second module, so it is with the salesforce.com development, which is approximately for 20 to 25 hours. It's a huge one. Even our course structure is a huge one. Our course structure tells us the quality of our training. As a part of the development, so what is the reasons to go for Salesforce.com development? So let's say we have, so once a project is signed off, almost the initial configurations can be done using the Salesforce.com administration. Initial configurations means the database configuration and some of the backend configuration we call configuration. So the configuration probability will be, so in the out of 100 percentage, just 20 to 25 percentage of the priority with the administration. So after that we start with coding. So because Salesforce doesn't give the entire configuration setup, because they have some standard functionality, and using the standard functionality we can have the standard configuration. If any requirement is not achievable through the standard configuration, then an alternative approach with the development. So let's say first we look for the standard functionality. So we do some analysis whether the requirement is achievable or not. If the requirement is achievable through standard functionality, then we can implement. Because if it is a standard functionality, it doesn't take more time. Simply we can configure the application according to the customer need. Whereas in development, we have to write our own code. So that is a customization. Customizing the application using Visual Force and Apex programming language. As a part of the development, so for any development approaches, MVC architecture. So it uses an MVC architecture. So M stands for model. So it is nothing but our database. And V stands for view, model view. So which is nothing but Visual Force pages. And to build the Visual Force pages, we use a programming language called Visual Force Programming Language, which is a front end to a Salesforce application. So addition to the Visual Force Programming Language, as a part of the front end, we use HTML, and we use JavaScript, we use CSS, and we use jQuery, and web developers uses AngularJS and backbone, and some of the technologies. So our technology supports all these scripting languages. So this is a Visual Force programming language. So Visual Force programming is a front-end to Salesforce application. As a part of the front-end, most of the times we use HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. For more better UI, so user interfaces, we use jQuery and AngularJS and Backbone. So we use the Visual Force programming as a part of the front end. Then C stands for controllers. Controllers are nothing but Apex classes. So to build the classes, we use Apex programming language. So additional to the Apex programming, as a part of Apex, we use the SOQL and SWASL to query the data. So for any database, there could be a programming language where you can retrieve the data. So here, Salesforce is also a built-in database, and we have a SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language, and Salesforce Object Search Language. So these are the two programming languages we use to retrieve and searching the data from the database. So this is an MVC architecture, and it is a part of the development. So it takes more time. So approximately 20 to 30 hours of training. So here is a course content. So certifications included Developer Platform 1 and Developer Platform 2, and Platform 2 having more demand in the market, and even developers having the more demand in the market. So what exactly the developer roles and responsibilities will be? Addition to the admin roles and responsibilities, he has to work for coding area. As a part of the application building, he has an ability to write the code using Visual Force and Apex programming language, and he is comfortable to work with Agile methodology. So because Agile methodology is the one we use mostly to build the Salesforce applications. So we get the daily requirements, and based on the requirements we have to implement the applications. And he should actively participate in the technical discussions with the internal team members to identify the better solutions. To participate in the technical discussion, he should have a good knowledge in technology, like in Visual Force and Apex programming languages, to provide the better solution. And requirement analysis and time estimations. So once he got a requirement, he is the one who give the time estimations to the high-end managers, so that they will allocate the time for the sprint or time for the project. And he should provide the solution document and data setup, so it can be either admin activity or developer activity, and even users roles and profiles, and reports and dashboards, a mixing of both admin and developer activities anyone can do in the project based on their bandwidths. And building the better UI using HTML and CSS. So generally when you are creating some Visual Force pages, a developer has to take care about the UI as well. So he should have knowledge on HTML and CSS. And so test code coverage. Before moving the changes from sandbox to production, there is a concept in Salesforce, that is a test coverage. We need to make sure all the triggers and classes will be at least 75% of the code coverage, so that only we can deploy the components from sandbox to production. This is the one area that a developer daily works for. So remaining roles and responsibilities will be deploying the code, end user training. Once the story is completed, so give the demo to your client, so that you get more enhancements in case if it is required. And once the deployment is completed, so take the code backup. So code backup can be used for future reference. So these are all the roles and responsibilities. So developer position is really a challenging position, and we have more competition, and you have at the same time you have more demand in the market. So here is a course structure you can see. So our training is a completely real-time project orientation. So I cover the scenarios like, so what I work for my projects. So based on the concept. based on the specific area. I choose scenarios that I have worked for my project as a part of the training. So that helps you to understand how the real-time scenarios will be. It's a completely real-time training. So here is the topics, and so it is a huge course structure. Even you cannot see the such a course structure anywhere from the any of the trainer. So this is a valuable course structure, and it covers everything. So it covers CSS, it covers HTML, and it covers the JavaScript, and it covers the complete Apex programming language. So it's a huge one. So you can see all the courses content that I have included in the course structure. So I have split it into 15 sections. To complete the 15 sections, so it takes 25 to 30 hours of training. So in weekends we sit for longer hours, at least 2 or 3 hours, and we can try to work as much we can on a regular classes. So this is a developer course content. And apart from addition to this, we have another module, so that is Salesforce.com integrations. This is for 5 hours of training. So where exactly we use the integration? Like you said, that we have an external database. I'm not using Salesforce database. I would like to, because of the data security, I would like to use SQL Server. So because Salesforce is a cloud database and the data will be in the cloud. In case if you are not comfortable with the cloud database.
Nara, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we also make a single page application with Salesforce? Because you just mentioned we can use AngularJS, JavaScript, jQuery. So I'm just wanted to know that we can build a single page application.
Yeah, we can do that. So we can do single page application, or we can do so single page application in the sense the application will be in the single navigation, right?
Basically, that is with I talk single page application in terms of Angular. There is two-way data binding and so on, like three-way. The page communicate and also hold the data with itself.
Exactly. So we can do that. So we can do that
Okay.
because yeah. So if it is possible in Angular JS, then we can very well we can say Salesforce supports very well Angular JS and Backbone. We can implement that.
Okay.
Yeah. So additional one is Salesforce.com integration. This is another module. So in Salesforce.com integrations, so we work for 3 APIs: SOAP API, REST API, and HTTP callouts. So it takes 5 hours of training, and using these APIs, we can connect it to any external systems. Like we can connect it to SQL Server, we can connect it to Oracle, we can connect it to MS Access. So we can connect it to even another Salesforce account, which is not part of the license. So this is an integration. So we go for the integration when a requirement is not achievable through the administration and development. So if it is not achievable through the administration and the Visualforce and Apex, then we go for web services. So it is a part of the development only. So developer has to take care about the integrations. A developer who works for the Visualforce and Apex has to take care about the services. So he has to take care about the
I have
integrations. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, if I have to make my backend as a SQL server, then I can communicate only through REST API.
You can communicate through SOAP API and REST API and HTTP callout. So it depends on how you choose your integration design.
Like for example, in .NET, we specify connection string, to communicate with the backend. So that is not the possible with the same in Salesforce.
Yeah, it is not possible through Sales because .NET supports either .NET or Java supports. There are some sequels.
Meaning we specify the tab that server name and database and credential as well.
Yeah. So let me explain you. So because we cannot directly connect to any other SQLs, any other databases within the Salesforce. So because
Okay.
we don't have the streaming classes, we don't have the SQL connectors, we don't have the Oracle connectors like in .NET and Java to make sure that a connection directly from the technology itself. So if you wanted to connect to SQL Server, there could be an intermediator. Either it can be a .NET application or Java application. Through the .NET and Java, we can make the connections between the Salesforce and SQL Server. So we cannot directly connect without any mediator, so without any middleware. You got my point?
Uh, Meaning we need some mediator to connect to SQL Server, right?
Exactly. Assume that this is our cloud-based environment, and
Okay.
this is the SQL Server. So our requirement is, I would when I create a record in Salesforce, I would like to create the same record in SQL Server. So in that case, you need a mediator, middleware. So it can be either a third-party ETL tool. So this is a pre-built ETL tools we can use. We can purchase a license and we can directly configure the databases. That is a one way. Another one is we need to write our own code. We can use either .NET or Java or any other technology who supports both APIs. So let's say Java and .NET. Java is the most popular one, so they use most of the integrations. And we can write a Java application, and in the Java application we can consume both Salesforce and SQL Server connectors, and from where we can pass the data. So it requires a middleware. So directly, so assume that we cannot directly make a connection from Salesforce to SQL Server. So that is not possible. Direct connection is not possible. There should be a middleware. It can be either SOAP or REST or HTTP callout.
Okay.
So because Salesforce doesn't, so always Salesforce strictly saying that, so use our own database, don't go to the external databases. But in order to support other databases as well, Salesforce at the same time Salesforce supporting us some APIs. The APIs can be SOAP API or REST API or HTTP callout. Got my point?
Yes, I got it. For example, let's consider, I have a data in, as you mentioned, Sockle, right?
Yeah.
So I want to take a backup of, Sockle database, let's say every week and so on. So is it possible that we can take backup?
Yeah, so backup means, so are you going to store anywhere or are you going to store in your local drive?
Pardon?
So are you going to store the backup data anywhere in any database server? Are you going to store
I just
in?
want to in local drive. I want to take the backup of our database, let's say Sockle, and want to store in our local database.
Yeah, yeah. So that is possible. So you can export the data in each database like SQL Server and Oracle or MySQL or Fox Pro. So there is an export to feature. So you can export the data. So based on your filter condition, you can export the data and you can store anywhere in your local drives. It is a manual step. Or else you can automate the
Okay.
same process. You can schedule
Okay.
you can schedule a job every week that exports the data based on the filters you specified.
Okay. Gotcha.
So this is a Salesforce.com integration. So and here is the course structure. You can see the course structure. And as a part of the integration, we work for SOAP API tool to test our own services. And what exactly the integration roles and responsibilities. So here is so to learn a developer to learn a Salesforce.com development. So we should have an admin knowledge. We should have at least a standard configuration knowledge. To learn a development, to learn integration, you should have knowledge on both administration as well as the development. So addition to the admin and developer features, here is an integrated responsibility. You should have knowledge in different database servers. He should understand the business requirement and understanding the how the systems behaves. In Salesforce, we have one database, and in SQL Server, the database will be the different. How the database acts. And he should have good knowledge on different databases, and he should have knowledge on SOAP and REST architecture. So he should have knowledge on SOAP integration, REST integration, and he should consume. He is capable to consume both the web services and both the systems generated, and he should test the application for a bulk load. So these are the roles and responsibilities. All these cover in the training. So here you can see SOAP integration, and we use the SOAP UI tool and feature callouts. It's part of the integration again, and REST API, and some of the additional features specified in the course structure. So this is an integration course, and it takes 5 hours of training. It takes 5 hours of training, and the overall duration would be 40 to 45 hours of training. So based on student availability in the same batch, so we schedule for longer sessions in the weekends, and weekday we'll have 1 hour session, but in weekends we'll have 2 hours or 3 hours session based on all availability, and we can close the training so within 1 month to 40 days. So between 30 to 40 days we can complete all the 3 modules with all the real-time project scenarios. So this is about the training. So whereas when you talk about some additional benefits of the Salesforce, quality. So we can build the quality products using the Salesforce, and because Salesforce is suggesting us some of the best practices in all the areas, like in administration, like in development, and like in integration. So Salesforce gives us some of the best practices. So if you follow all the best practices suggested by the Salesforce, so technical practices, so end of the day you will be, your product will be the quality one. So when you are writing your code, you should follow some of the practices. So that is mandatory for everyone. So that's where the quality will be. So if a developer follows all the best practices while writing the code, so that is a quality product. So quality will be depends on testing team and developer team and business analyst. If everyone works well, so you can build your quality products. And rapid application development tool. It's a quick builder. So because in Salesforce we have two modules like administration and development, and whereas in other technologies, so we have to write everything using the code. But whereas in Salesforce we have at least 25% of the configurations will be done through administration. To complete the 25% of the project, it doesn't take more than 4 or 5 days because it's a standard configuration. So that's where if any project, the same project like in .NET or Java, if it takes 2 months time period, the same project we can finish within 1 month. So that is a rapid and a quick builder, because standard functionality is more than the user functionality. Assume that if you write some code in Java, let's say 100 lines of code in Java, the same functionality can be within 20 or 30 lines of code in Visual Force and Apex. It's a quick builder, and the programming side will be very logical programming, and it doesn't take more time. And if it doesn't take more time, so cost will be reduced. So if it takes only 1 month time, so we pay for only 1 month billing, right? That is a cost reduction. And quality, cost, and quick building can be possible using the Salesforce. That's where we say user friendly to clients and user friendly to developers and user friendly to end users, business users to run the applications. That's where Salesforce became very popular technology as of now in the market. And also, so what are the customers targeting the Salesforce? So Salesforce is a technology which is well suitable to the CRM customers. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. So it is a system, it is a functionality which is common to multiple cloud-based environments. Like we call CBL CRM, we call SAP CRM, we call Oracle CRM, so we call Juara CRM, Joho CRM, Sugar CRM. So these are all the CRM technologies. Addition to all these, we have Salesforce CRM. Salesforce is also a CRM technology. But this is the number one CRM technology when compared with other technologies. And it's a cloud-based CRM technology. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. CRM is a part of three modules: marketing, sales, and service. So marketing is nothing but, so let's say who are the CRM customers? Telecom people. So telecom is a big CRM market. So it's a big CRM client. So in telecom, they have the products, they sell the products, and they give the support to their customers. So all three modules includes in a telecom domain, or marketing, or pharmaceutical, or banking domain. So these are all the CRM customers who looks for. So mostly CRM customers are the big customers in the market. When you analyze the market, and they have the more revenue, they need a CRM system so where they can efficiently run their business. The main target of CRM is targeting the CRM customers, attracting the new customers to run their business. It increases the sales productivity, and it increases the better service, and it increases to conduct a better campaigning. So campaigning is nothing but a marketing and sales and service. So mostly telecom is the clients. They target most of the CRM platforms. They use either CBIL or SAP or Salesforce or any other CRM technology, but they need a CRM system. A CRM system helps to the CRM people to run their business in an efficient way. To run the business in an efficient way, there should be a system which is required to enter the data and to maintain the relationship and to store all the details. The system is called a CRM system. That is a pre-built in Salesforce. No need to configure anything. We can directly use a pre-built CRM technology which is given by the Salesforce. And let's say, for example, this is a developer editions. Let me add some of the CRM objects which is pre-built by the Salesforce. So here is a product. Product is one of the CRM object which is used to configure the product information. And then campaigns. Campaigning is nothing but advertising the data. So once you conduct some campaigning somewhere, you can store all the campaigning details using the campaign object. Then you get the lead. A lead is a person who is willing to purchase the product, who is willing to run the business with us. He is a lead. And once you have the leads, you get the contacts, accounts and contacts. Account is nothing but a company details or an individual personal details. Contact is nothing but our personal details. Contact and account. So link it together. So contact is a company, account is a company, a client information, and contact is nothing but an individual employee details. And opportunity. Opportunity is a revenue generator to the company. He is a real customer for us. And then we can generate the reports and we can generate the dashboards on the data. And we have the contracts just for the agreement, contracts for agreement, and orders. We can order the products. We can store orders in the order object. And also, as a part of the service, we have the cases. We can raise the cases, and we have the solutions. We can provide the solution. So these are all the CRM related objects. So these are the pre-built objects. I haven't created this. When I create a developer editions, I get automatically all these objects. So these are the CRM objects. And here, so product is one of the object which is a part of CRM. So which comes under sales and marketing. So here, what is a marketing life cycle? So let's say I have a company. Assume that any telecom company, assume that a Samsung, or assume that a Vodafone network, or assume that any company, let's say Samsung. Samsung have many products. Every year they manufacture the products in the factory, and they store all the products in the system. So it's a product object. If the Samsung if the Samsung is using Salesforce, they can store their products in the product object. So which is for the future reference. So product is one database object. So we call objects in Salesforce. Object is nothing but a database table. So in Salesforce terminology, we call object. So here product is a pre-built object which is used to configure the product information. So once they configured all the product information, then the next step in the marketing, they do the campaigns. So campaigning is nothing but advertising. So based on the company budget, they follow different advertising procedures. So some people uses TV channels, and some people uses newspaper advertisements. Some people distribute the pamphlets, and some people send an email to different customers. They will conduct webinars, workshops, and this is nothing but a campaigning. So let's say if I am using Salesforce, if I have the products, I can store the product information. So I can store all the product information. So I can store all the Samsung product information, and I can store all the details. So like this, it is an active product and the product family. So we can store all the information. So if at all, if it is required some additional fields, so these are the fields given by the Salesforce. If you want to create a few more fields, we can do that. So we can create additional fields. We can create the fields in the same object. So that is, we can extend the same CRM functionality. So we can customize it. So then once we have the products, we can conduct the campaigns. So campaigning is nothing but advertising the details. Yeah, it takes another 15 minutes, just a 15 minutes, so that we can close the today demonstration. Just give me 15 minutes. Yeah, the next one is campaigning. Thank you. And using the campaign, we can store the campaigning details. Let's say I have the products. I can conduct the campaigning in different areas, and once the campaigning is completed, I can store the campaigning results. What is the campaigning? Today I did the campaigning at Hyderabad, which is active, and I have conducted some webinar meetings, and it is a start and ending day will be the same, and expected revenue will be $10,000. So like this, you can add some description as well. Store it. So that this helps to the business at the end of the year to identify what is the budget of the campaigning. You can generate a report for it, and you can track the campaigning budget details and where you did the campaign and what is the time. So next time you can do the campaigning in some other place if the response is not good. And once you do the campaign, so you get the lead. A lead is nothing but, let's say so let's say I would like to purchase a mobile. I go to nearest Samsung showroom, I start inquiry. The person who is willing to purchase a product is called a lead. So if I want to purchase a product, I start inquiry. The inquiry stage, the person is called a lead. I haven't purchased the product, I am willing to purchase. Willing is nothing but a lead. So if you know more leads, at least you can convert them to the opportunity that helps the business. Let's say if I know 100 people who is looking for the Salesforce.com training, so that I can convert at least half of the people to the regular classes. So which means that more number of leads helps to the more business. That's where lead management is one of the system in Salesforce that helps to gather the leads. So once you have the leads, you will get their information. So once you have the leads, they give us they give their contact numbers, they give their company details to communicate for the future. So the information can be stored in the account under contact object. And then opportunity. Opportunity is a revenue generator to the company. Let's say I started inquiry and I purchased one product. So I am the owner of the product now. I becomes the opportunity to the Samsung. If I purchase Samsung mobile, I am the opportunity to Samsung, which means that I am the revenue generator to the Samsung. So I'm giving some certain amount to purchase the product, and that helps to the Samsung company to grow more. So that is opportunity. Opportunity details can be stored in the opportunity object. So now you are the owner of the product. Anytime if you face any issues with your product, you can raise the cases. And here is the cases and here is a solution. The cases and solutions will be stored in the CRM model. So in the using the standard objects. Like a contract. Contract is an agreement between the two companies or agreement between a company and the end user. And so orders. So if you have any orders, you can configure all the orders in the Salesforce. And you have the reports and dashboards. So end of the year you can generate the reports to identify how the business will be, and that will be part of the analysis. So here products and campaigns comes under marketing life cycle, whereas in sales life cycle, so addition to the marketing like products, campaigns, we have leads, accounts, contacts, and opportunities. And whereas in service life cycle, we have cases and solutions. So rest of the CRM objects are common to all the three modules. Like reports and dashboards, we can generate the reports and dashboards on three modules. For campaigning, for sales and service, we can generate the reports and dashboards. Like contracts all the same time. So these are the three different applications we can configure in Salesforce CRM cycle. It's a complete CRM cycle, and it's a built-in CRM which is directly given by the Salesforce. Like this is a CRM. It's a pre-built functionality. If at all, sometimes if the standard functionality doesn't achieve the customer goals 100%, then you can customize your application using your own objects. We can create our own databases. We can create our own database tables. We can create our own database tables to extend the CRM functionality or to enhance the CRM functionality to achieve the customer goals. That is possible in Salesforce. So if you analyze all the features, Salesforce is well suitable for the CRM. At the same time, it is well suitable for the non-CRM. So we can customize according to our custom needs. So that the technology is targeting the CRM customers, because CRM customers is the high-level customers. They have more revenue and they can purchase more licenses. Salesforce.com is one of the fast-growing cloud-based technology, and it has more demand. It is very popular technology as of now in the market because of all the services. The services are good and the customer support is good. If everything is good, customers will pay. They are ready to pay. They need a quality. So quality doesn't need an advertisement. So if the service supports all the quality features, automatically they will purchase the license. They start running the business. So this is a smaller demo about the Salesforce.com. So this demo is just to explain how the training will be and what are the features. So in regular classes, so once we have the regular sessions, then we create a developer edition and we directly work with all the developer editions.
Okay, I have a question, Nara, before we close off the session.
Yeah.
For example, if I will enroll for developer, let's say 401, so it will also cover the both developer training. For example, 401 developer and 501 advanced one.
Exactly. So if it is a 401, so let's say 401 and 501 is nothing but second module. So Salesforce.com
Yeah.
development with Visual Force and Apex programming language. Now the code will be changed. So it's not a Dev 401. We call Developer Platform 1.
Okay. So I will be entitled for only one or for both of
So
training.
yeah, yeah. So you can. So once you take the developer training, it will cover both basic
Mhm.
development and advanced development.
So it's nothing like that. I will be titled for only one, certification, not other one. Because see, I have background of Salesforce, but I also wanted to learn basics as well as advanced one.
Yeah. So let me tell you. So if it is a first module like Salesforce.com administration, so in Salesforce.com administration, the suitable certifications will be it is an ADM 201 and advanced ADM 211. So these are the two certifications you can take, and
Okay.
partly with the Dev 401 because some questions will be covered as a part of the administration. So partly very less. But whereas in Salesforce.com developer one, so there is no Dev 401 now. The code will be changed to developer platform one. It's a basic developer and advanced developer platform 2. So these are the we call 401 and 501 simple terms.
Okay.
So these are the two
So
certifications.
after completion of this training, I can give examination for both one and two.
One and two, yes.
Meaning I will get knowledge. Yeah, meaning I will get knowledge of developer platform one and advanced developer both as well. Right?
Yeah, both as well. So, but to write the advanced developer platform 2, so you should complete the developer platform 1. So then only you can register for developer platform 2. It is a mandatory to write the developer platform 2.
Meaning then I have to first enroll for developer platform one and then enroll for developer platform two.
Exactly.
Okay, so for both I have to pay in different fee, right?
Yeah, different fee. Our developer platform 1 is for 200, platform 2 is for $400. And once you clear the developer platform 1, then only you can register developer platform 2. So you cannot register at once.
Okay, and just also wanted to request if you could forward us, that PPT and that PDF which you shown us.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I will forward to everyone in the call. Yeah. So I will do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey Nara.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, just wondering in fact, like I just went through your demo. It was good. Thank you. And coming to the course, in fact, I was wondering in fact, a lot of questions what others have raised and what the discussions went on development. I am not from a software background. I mean, I've never worked in software industry. I mean, from in marketing and CRM side. So I
Okay.
was wondering for developer course, what you said for which now is the development platform 1 and 2, how the course will help me to if I have to start off freshly with Visual Force or Apex. So how do you rate your training will be sufficient enough for me to work on that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. So I have trained more than 100 plus online batches. I have trained more than
Right.
300 students till my
Mm-hmm.
6 years of experience. And I observed that so most of the students from non-technical background, so especially from US
Right.
region, and so most of the
Right.
people are the testers. So testers can learn Salesforce, and business analysts they can learn
Okay.
Salesforce. Technical architect they can
Okay.
learn Salesforce. Even it is well suitable for non-technical people, but I don't say that is very easier for you. It is a
Right.
really challenging. If you can spend
Right.
additional
Mm-hmm.
hours to grasp the technology, then it would be easy. So because
Okay.
in
Mm-hmm.
our training, I am 100% sure we cover all the real-time scenarios. So almost you are working for
Okay.
a company. When you are working for a company, what are the things that you work for a daily projects that will be covered as a part
Okay.
of the training. So that helps to my students, especially my students, to understand how the
Okay.
real time will be. So
Right.
if you can make sure at least you can do 2 hours practice at the time of development, then it will be very
Yeah.
easier to manage the things.
Okay.
It depends on how you
Okay. I
work.
appreciate it.
Yeah, Apex
Yeah.
and development.
Uh,
But for the administration, it is not required. So you can easily
right.
grasp it.
Right. One more thing, in fact. When you came to 201 and 211, in fact, according to your training, when you said like for 10 hours, which are kept for administrator,
Yeah.
so is it like I need to take up like 201 once your thing is done, and I'll be eligible for 211 only when I clear my 201? Is that somehow connected like that?
Yeah, anytime you can register 201. So if you complete the 201, so especially our training,
Right.
so then you can take the
Right.
examination. But it requires some additional theoretical practice as well. So I can share you
Right.
some of the terms. So after the training, after the ADM 201
Right.
module, you can prepare all the
Right.
terms and you can take the examination.
Yeah. The reason why I asked this about is I am planning to take up Sales Cloud later, and that's my end
Okay.
objective. In fact,
Okay.
that's the reason I was wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to write the sales cloud, so Dev ADM 201 is a pre certification, so you should clear that,
Right. Okay. But not 211.
but not 211. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So any questions?
I'm done, Nara.
Yeah. So please update us so that we can plan for a regular session. And daily we have Monday to Friday we have 1 hour session, and weekends like Saturdays and Sundays we have 2 hour session. That is time schedule. And based on my availability, we will plan once we get the confirmation. We will update you the timings based on how many people we have, and we start a batch when you have at least 4 students, and the batch will be at least 4 students, and we wait for up to that. So give us a
Okay.
confirmation as soon as you can. Yeah.
One quick question. It's also kind of after completion of training, will get a placement or some kind of like that or what?
Yeah, so I'm just a trainer, so you can talk to Anuradha on this. So,
Okay.
so they can give us the placements as well.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Have a good day. See you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
see you later. Bye.